Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing. Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 159 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. Man, am I glad you're here. Life is good, isn't it? Even though things may seem chaotic and noisy right now, our internal peace really has a lot to do with where our mind is pointed. This may be an episode you want to share. Okay, so my friend and I were having lunch, and isn't it fun when you're hanging out with someone that you have something in common that you both care a lot about? Time just flies by, and the conversation is so good, you could spend hours there. It's one of my favorite things. So my friend that I was having lunch with, we have similar nutrition journey, whatever you want to call it. So the topic came up about being around other friends and family that don't share our nutritional goals. Now, having dinner with friends that drink or eat things we don't eat. And she says it's hard for her because we both love connection, don't we all? Anyway, sometimes friends want you to join in on what they find fun and enjoyable. And when you don't, it almost seems to take joy from them. Like you're no fun, or they coerce you to lighten up, have one bite, have one drink. What's the harm? She asked me how I handle that. So my experience has been that people around you will take their cues from you. If you're lamenting that you can't eat that or you can't drink that, they want you to have fun. And so they're trying to give you permission. You've kind of made it a thing by lamenting it. So now the table seems awkward because one person isn't having as much fun because they're sort of forcing themselves into not doing something they really want to do. And they know they kind of want you to cave because it then reinforces that we're all alike. It's a connection thing. But if you just sit there and you order your soda water and lime and fresh salad and don't make a big deal about it, and you're comfortable with where you are, most of the time, no one even cares or even notices. And if they do care, that's their issue, not yours, right? Sometimes people just want you to have fun, and that's their idea of fun. Nothing wrong with that. But that isn't the plan you have for your life. That isn't your idea of fun. Neither way is right or wrong, because it only matters what each of us wants. I mean, true friends may wish we would be different in ways, but still love us regardless. Now, we probably do the same thing to them because we're all connectors. And if something makes us happy and feel good, we think, of course, it should make them happy and feel good. But that isn't necessarily true. We're each different and beautiful in our own unique way. So what works for you may be very different than what works for me. Dr. Osborne recently said, according to my lab work, my body wouldn't do well on a vegan or a vegetarian diet. But that works great for some people. That's why it's so interesting right now with all the vaccine talk. We have so many people that are just kind of posting things, and they're posting things on social media to get the vaccine or to not get the vaccine. My take is this. If you haven't researched every single ingredient in that vaccine and its side effects, and then on top of that, researched every single one of your followers' specific body's lab work, are you really in a place to be encouraging anyone to do anything medically? You don't know how it's going to affect each person. So maybe just do what feels right to you and let others do the same without feeling negative about it. Your life does not have to be negatively affected by someone that has a different plan for their life, and neither does mine. But how do you get there where you're comfortable doing your thing without being affected negatively by what others are doing or saying? Well, I talked in episode 158 about getting out ahead of things. And I've wanted to eat the way I'm eating right now for years, but I couldn't seem to make it work for me. My taste buds always won out. So my desire to eat foods that were delicious to me was stronger than my desire to eat the foods that I knew would make my body feel better and look better. Now, this didn't happen overnight. Now, that's the key. You have to get your mind there first, and your body will follow. So if you will yourself and you force yourself to eat a certain way, but you're constantly wanting to eat a different way, or you're with your friends and they're eating things that you're drooling over, but you hold strong this time, you probably aren't going to hold strong much longer, because by human nature, that only works for so long. You know why? Because we're human. And I love us for trying so hard to do what we each know is right for us. That's what we're all doing, right? No one wants to be unhealthy and overweight, but you aren't going to force your way out of it. Most of the people I know that have made changes in their life that stuck, it was because their mind was there first. They made their mind up first. And when that happens, it simply doesn't matter what other people do or think. I've wanted to eat this healthy for years. So what changed? Well, my mind had to get there, and then my body followed. The last 2 years, I've been meditating every day, and then I journal. And in my journal, I ask myself, what do I really want? Well, one thing that comes up almost every time is to be as fit and healthy as my body was made to be. And the things that have fallen in place since I've been journaling that are so beautiful because it led me to Dr. Osborne, and I'm feeling better than I ever have. I've always wanted that, but my mind just wasn't quite there yet. But I did just kind of keep getting better and better. I had to sort of point myself towards the idea, and eventually you find you've turned completely in the direction of what you want. Kind of like turning a huge ship. It's not going to happen quickly. It takes time. But eventually, you're pointed in the direction you want to go. And this can apply to anything. So another thing that comes up a lot when I journal that I really want is to love without judgment. Now, my husband and I traveled recently by plane, and the man to our left and the man directly in front of us, both of them needed seatbelt extenders because they were so overweight. Now, right out of the gate, my initial human tendency was to judge their choices that got them there. I'm not proud to say that. But interestingly, the guy up front turned around. He was chatting with us. He was just the most happy, jovial guy, and I was taught the most valuable life lesson. Just to love first. Get out ahead of it. For me, the way that I've done that in the past is when I see people, no matter who they are, I ask myself, what could I love about them? I have no idea what that man's gone through in life that got him there, and it doesn't matter because it's none of my business, and it shouldn't affect me at all. Once I saw him as a human, not as someone that needed a seatbelt extender, I loved him just for being a human that was actually spreading joy. Now, I'm no better than he is. He's no better than I am. We're just in different places. Yeah, my nutrition may be better, but he may understand Bitcoin and run a cancer research center for all I know. Who knows? I mean, I don't. That's it, though. I have been journaling to love without judgment, so I was open to recognizing this as an opportunity to do just that. And when you quiet your mind and you really ask what you truly want and you list those things out, you'll start to notice that the things that will get you there the fastest. I was reminded to pick my habit back up of asking, what could I love about that person? Perfect strangers. What could I love about them? Because otherwise my primitive brain would go immediately to judgment, and that's just not how I want to live my life. Now, it's still a work in progress, but it's so much better because I'm putting it out there that it's something I really want. So it's only going to get better and better. So what is it you've been wanting to do but haven't been able to just quite do it? Maybe think about giving yourself a break on it and stop forcing it and just put it out there. It works for me to put it out there in writing, but it could be different for you. But however works, put it out there and let the universe do its work. Consistency is key, though. And my morning routine of meditation and journaling has been super powerful for me, but something else might work better for you. What could that look like? How can you get your mind there first? Because our minds are the most powerful tool we have in the world. It will keep us afraid and stuck, or it will set us on a path of pure joy and unlimited possibility. But it all depends on what we feed it, who we surround ourselves with, and the thoughts that we have. We're all human, and I love that about us. We each have unique desires for how we want our life to look. And if you desire something that isn't happening for you, it may just mean your mind isn't there yet. Keep putting it out there, but stop forcing it. Have you ever been in a hurry? Like for me, I was in a hurry the other day and I was quickly doing my makeup. I was having the hardest time trying to find my mascara and my eyebrow pencil because I was fumbling. I was such a hurry. But when I slowed down and I stopped forcing it, I easily found them. And it took me less time because I stopped forcing it. Same thing sometimes when I'm loading the dishwasher quickly. When I'm trying to force things to fit, it doesn't go well. But when I slow down and I stop forcing things, I'm able to see areas where there's more space. That's how life is too. Meet yourself where you are and meet the people closest to you where they are too. Don't expect yourself to change overnight and stop forcing things. Your mind has to get there first, but the possibilities are endless when that happens. My challenge to you this week is every day ask yourself, what are 3 things you really want? Write them down and then let the universe do its work. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you in a few days. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.